This video was sponsored by Brilliant. More on them later.
Ship 25 gets tested, Nosecone 31 gets a little crunchy, and Ship 29 begins rising. All while work continues at the Orbital launch mount. I'm Nick, let's get into it. Something that's going to change the skyline at Starbase for years to come is the next mega bay, which we see is beginning assembling in the propellant production site. Looks like SpaceX has completed two corners, or two chunks. There are two chunks into the mega bay construction, where they're adding in the vertical pieces and the horizontal pieces. They haven't yet added the skin, but that will come very shortly. We'll likely see them build out the chunks and corners in parts of the mega bay and then roll them over towards where the foundation is currently still being worked on in order to then lift them on a crane. Well, we don't have a crane over there at the moment, but I'm sure they'll bring one in, and you should tune into the next Starbase updates to find out whenever they add the next crane that will be building the next mega bay. These big white pieces of mega bay skeleton look like they might be coming from KSC. As we mentioned in our previous flyover from KSC, that there is a possibility that SpaceX might be diverting the mega bay that was originally destined for Florida to Starbase because they're out of room over there. Also at the propellant production site / rocket garden, we see Ship 26 is continuing getting some work as crews have not stopped working on it. We still don't know which Starship is up to fly next, but Ship 26 is in the contention, so it is possible that SpaceX is continuing to work on Ship 26 as a possible flight candidate. We shall see whenever the Elon confirms which Starship is actually next. Ship 28 was moved to one side of the high bay to make room for the next exciting ship here at Starbase, Ship 29. Ship 29 is a full Starship, complete with tiles, flaps, and all the accoutrements that we'd see on a payload dispensing Starship. Ship 29 has had its nose cone stacked on its payload section, which is a good sign, and we'll be keeping a very close eye on it as he continues to grow. Over in the mega bay, Booster 11 continues to get its LOX tank welded to the thrust puck section, where the engines will be ultimately added. This is another step that we see on yet another booster being built here at Starbase. Over at Massey's, Nosecone 31 got a little bit crunchy as SpaceX tested it to what looks like destruction, as the Nosecone has seen some better days. Doesn't look like it was a flight candidate though, so SpaceX was likely just gathering some testing data. Also over at Massey's, Ship 26.1 also got a small test, and more importantly, Ship 25 is all frosty. As I'm recording this, Ship 25 is still undergoing its cryo test. Well, I can't tell you if it's been successful or not because it's still happening, but it does look like it's still in one piece as of right now, and SpaceX is getting some data off of Ship 25, hopefully testing out the Massey's test site to become the qualified place to do all of the pressure testing for future Starships and boosters. The talk of the town is still, was Ship 25 next? Is Ship 26 next? Is Ship 27 next? Ship 28 next? 29? 35? Who knows? Elon hasn't confirmed yet, but hopefully soon we'll be able to figure out which Starship is on the next flight path. Ship 25 has had a lot of testing so far over its pretty long life. Ship 25 is the sister ship to Ship 24, the one that actually flew, and Ship 25 has had a lot of pressure testing already done to it, which in my mind makes it the most flight-ready candidate right now. However, it is also a very old vehicle. Ship 24 and 25 are siblings, making it a fairly old design. I wouldn't be surprised if SpaceX skips Ship 25 in favor of Ship 26 or 28 or 29, as those are newer vehicles with newer designs and all the nice things that SpaceX has learned from Ship 24 and Booster 7's flight. And I think Sawyer has some things to say about learning things.
Hey Nick, thanks for letting me jump into this brilliant Starbase update. You know what else is brilliant? The sponsor of this video. For those who don't know, Brilliant.org is the best way to learn about different math and science topics, and it's all interactive. Whether your goal is to work on Starship or just to get a better understanding of how the world around you works, Brilliant can help. Brilliant has thousands of great lessons, including one related to this video. Now, Elon Musk has talked about putting a metal plate underneath the orbital launch mount, but how will that help distribute heat evenly? Brilliant has a great course called Scientific Thinking that takes a look at how heat flows. Even if you don't come up with the next flame diverter, it can still help you understand the science behind that water you're boiling for tea or dinner. To get started with a 30-day free trial, visit brilliant.org/NASA spaceflight or click the link in the description below. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. All right, Nick, that's the end of my brilliant puns. I'm gonna send it back to you.
Brilliant, Sawyer. Thanks. Anyway, back here at the orbital launch site, SpaceX is working on what else but the orbital launch mount. Yes, it's been yet another week of work at the orbital launch mount, but SpaceX has a lot of stuff to do after Booster 7 rattled and rumbled its way off the pad. Looks like right now they have installed the new staircase and added a little hole in the orbital launch mount ring to allow people to get on and off the stairs. This could be a fire regulation or just ease of access, but either way, they now have a new staircase installed. Let's see when they tear it down. And underneath the orbital launch mount, SpaceX has had a lot of diggers moving dirt out and rebar out and concrete out and putting dirt in and making sure that the foundation is set for whatever they're going to stick underneath the OLM. Elon says a stainless steel pancake of water, but I haven't seen that yet here, so we'll see when they add it. Something SpaceX removed from the base of the OLM was the cute little doghouse. Unfortunately, that doghouse was not for all the dogs that are here at Starbase, because I haven't seen very many, even though they're super cute, named Apollo and Zeus. They're super cute. They definitely are robots, but they totally need a doghouse. Anyway, they removed that doghouse, which was not a doghouse, it was for cryogenic pipes. It sheltered the cryogenic pipes, including the engine chill pipe. This was one of our favorite indicators that an engine test was underway, as the engine chill pipe would get a little frosty. Now SpaceX has kind of unceremoniously removed that, but here we shall have a ceremony for it. Goodbye, fair doghouse, you shall be missed. We shall never forget. And now that that moment of silence is over, we can move on to the next most exciting thing that SpaceX is working on. The booster quick disconnect pipes have been covered, which is a good sign because it, at least right now, means that SpaceX might be wanting to reuse that part of the plumbing, which is important because you don't want a bunch of FOD or dust or dirt or chunks of concrete inside of your plumbing that you're going to then fuel the booster with later on. So them covering it up here is a good sign that maybe they want to reuse some of that plumbing. Good things. Also on the OLM, we saw a lot of scaffolding added, which means only one thing. More work is likely to continue at the orbital launch mount. This scaffolding is there to keep employees safe as they work at these high heights. That orbital launch mount might not look super big, but it's over 70 feet tall. Definitely don't want to fall from it. Over at the ground support equipment tanks, we see some more work being completed. Looks like they're working on some plumbing raceways and also patching up some of the tanks. We shall see exactly what the plan is in the future, or which tanks are going where, or which hot dog tanks are coming in, or what will happen exactly, but I can tell you, we'll be watching very closely. This week, we also saw the return of the dance floor and the taco stand to the launch pad. Now, since there currently is not any dirt underneath the orbital launch mount, we won't actually see them install it and use it. Also, there's no booster here, so what are they gonna do with the dance floor and the taco stand? But they do have it here at the pad, which is a good sign, seeing that they at least think at some point they might be able to use it down here, or perhaps they're just trying to keep the production site less cluttered. SpaceX had removed these items before the launch, trying to keep them safe and away from flying pieces of rock tornado. Over at suborbital pad A, we saw SpaceX remove the 3 center sea-level thrust simulators from subpad A. This means that SpaceX is going to be shifting all of its cryo testing to Massey's. This is very much in line with what we've seen SpaceX currently do with Ship 25's current testing today, where we'll likely see more cryo testing take place at Massey's and away from the orbital launch site. This will keep the pad clear and available for more static fires, more engine tests, and more flights. So, good things, progress, and optimization. Thanks again to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to get your free 30-day trial and 20% off the annual subscription by using the link in the description below. Alright, that's going to be it for this week's Starbase update. Let me know in the comments down below what you think SpaceX is going to be doing with Ship 25. Are they going to continue more cryo testing at Massey's? And was that cryo testing for flight certification or was it for ground support equipment certification? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I've been Nick. See you guys next week.